Good morning, students. Unit 1 Numbers. Now let's recap what we learnt on the last session. HCF and LCM. What is meant by HCF? Highest common factor. The highest common factor of any two non-zero whole numbers is the largest common factor of both the numbers. Students, as you already know that how to find the HCF. First we have to find the prime factorization of each number. Then we have to find the product of common factors. And then LCM. The least common multiple of any two non-zero whole numbers is the smallest common multiple of both the numbers. Students, to find the LCM, what we have to do first? We have to divide all the numbers at the same time. Then we have to find the product of factors. In this session, today we are going to solve exercise 1.3 and challenge problems. Exercise 1.3. First sum. Every even number greater than 2 can be expressed as a sum of two prime numbers. Verify the statement for every even number up to 16. First, let us recall the definition of even numbers and prime numbers. Even numbers. Even numbers is nothing but a number is called an even number if it can be grouped equally in twos. For example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and it will goes on. These numbers are called as even numbers. Prime numbers. A natural number greater than 1 having only two factors, namely 1 and the number itself, is called a prime number. For example, 2. 2 is a factor of 1 and the number itself. 3. 3 is a factor of 1 and the number itself. See, here the given question is every even number greater than 2. Greater than 2 means what? Even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 and it will goes on. Greater than 2 means 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 like that. Greater than 2 means 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16. And then it can be expressed as a sum of two prime numbers. For example, if we take the even number 4, because in question already it is given that greater than 2. Greater than 2 means the next number will be 4. 4 equal to 4 is an even number. 4 can be expressed as a sum of two primes. That is 1 plus 3. Here 1 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. 1 plus 3 equal to 4. That is even number. Then the next even number is 6. 6 can be expressed as a sum of two primes. First, you have to know that 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19 and it will goes on. These are called as prime numbers. These are called as prime numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 and it will goes on. These are called as even numbers. You have to express that 4 as 2 primes, sum of 2 primes. Then you have to express the number 6 as the sum of 2 primes. See, 3 plus 3 is 6. Here 3 is a prime number. 3 plus 3. You can add like this also. 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 is a prime number and 1 is also a prime number. Now let's take the next number, even number 8. 8 should be expressed as a sum of two primes. 3 plus 5 is 8. Here 3 is a prime number and 5 is also a prime number. 3 plus 5. And next even number is 10. 7 plus 3. 3 plus 7 and 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. Here 3 and 7 are prime numbers. 3 plus 7. Then 12. And next even number is 12. 12 can be expressed as sum of two primes. 7 plus 5 is 12. And then next even number is 14. 14 should be expressed as a sum of two primes. 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. Here 7 is a prime number. 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. And the next even number is 16. 13 plus 3 is equal to 16. For this sum, first we have to know what is meant by even number and what is meant by prime number. Here, the given question is every even number greater than 2 can be expressed as a sum of two prime numbers. First, we have to start with 4 because in question it is already given that greater than 2. So, let's take a number 4. 4 should be expressed as a 2 primes, sum of two primes. Here 1 is a prime number and 3 is also a prime number. 1 plus 3 equal to 4. 4 is an even number. Then 6. 3 plus 3. Here both the numbers are prime numbers. 8. 3 plus 5. 8 is equal to 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Here both the numbers are prime numbers. 10. 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 equal to 10. 7 plus 5 equal to 12. 7 plus 7 equal to 14. 13 plus 3 equal to 16. Here all the numbers are expressed as prime numbers. We have to find up to 16. Third sum. For which of the numbers from n equal to 2 to 8 is 2n minus 1 a prime? In 2n minus 1, we have to substitute the value n as 2 to 8. And then we have to check whether the answer is a prime or not a prime. Here the given question is, we have to substitute n value as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2n minus 1 should be prime. First, let us substitute the n value as 2. N equal to 2. 2n minus 1. 2 into 2 minus 1. 2 2s are 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 is a prime number. And then substitute n equal to 3. 2n minus 1. 2 into 3 minus 1. 2 3s are 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 is also a prime number. Then substitute n equal to 4. 2n minus 1. 2 into 4 minus 1. 2 4s are 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 is a prime number. And next substitute n value as 5. 2n minus 1. 2 into 5 minus 1. 2 5s are 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 is not a prime number. In question already it is given that 2n minus 1 a prime. Here 9 is not a prime number. So now let's substitute n value as 6. 2n minus 1. 2 into 6 minus 1. 2 6 are 12 minus 1 equal to 11. 11 is a prime number. And then substitute n value as 7. 2n minus 1. 2 into 7 minus 1. 2 sevens are 14 minus 1 equal to 13. 13 is a prime number. And then substitute n value as 8. 2n minus 1. 2 into 8 minus 1. 2 8s are 16 minus 1 equal to 15. 15 is not a prime number because it having more than 2 factors. So 15 is not a prime number. So while substituting n equal to 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7, only we get the answer as prime number. It's clear now students? While substituting n value as 2, we get the answer as 3. 3 is a prime number. While substituting n value as 3, we get the answer as 5. 5 is a prime number. While substituting value 4, n value as 4, we get the answer as 7. 7 is a prime number. While substituting 6, we get the answer as 11. 11 is a prime number. While substituting 7, we get the answer as 13. 13 is a prime number. But for n value as 5 and 8, we get the answer as composite number. It's not a prime number. Now we found that n equal to 2, 3, 4, 6 and 7 only we get the answer as prime. When substituting the value 2n minus 1, we get the answer as prime. Fifth one, find A as required. In fifth one, first subdivision is the greatest 2-digit number 9A is divisible by 2. Here we have to find the value of A. Second one, the least number 5, 6, 7A is divisible by 3. We have to find the value of A. Third one, the greatest 3-digit number 9A 6 is divisible by 5. We have to find the value of A. The number A08 is divisible by 4 and 9. We have to find the value of A. The number 225A85 is divisible by 11. Here also we have to find the value of A. Here the given question is like a puzzle. See here in first question we have to find the greatest 2-digit number 9A is divisible by 2. We have to find the value of A alone. As we already know that the greatest 2-digit number is 99. Greatest two-digit number is what? 99. Here, ones place ends with odd number. So, 99 is not divisible by 2. Because here ones place ends with odd number. The next greatest 2-digit number is 98. Here ones place ends with even number. So it is definitely divisible by 2. Here you have to find the value of A. A value is 8. Second one. The least number 567A is divisible by 3. In second one we have to find the least number which is divisible by 3. Least number means let's substitute 0 in the place of A. 5, 6, 7, 0 is divisible by 3 or not. We have to check now. The rules for test of divisibility of numbers. Divisibility by 3. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Sum of its digits means what? 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 0 is divisible by 3 means definitely the number is also divisible by 3. 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 0 is 18. 18 is definitely divisible by 3, that is 6. So 5670 is also divisible by 3. So the A value is 0. Third one. The greatest 3-digit number 9A6 is divisible by 6. Greatest 3-digit number we have to find. So let's substitute A value as 9. 996 is divisible by 6 or not. We have to check. A number is divisible by 6 if it is divisible by both 2 and 3. See, here 996 is an even number. It ends with 6. So it is definitely divisible by 2. And next we have to check whether it is divisible by 3 or not. It satisfies the rule 2. It is divisible by 2. Let's find for 3. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Let's find the sum of its digits. 9 plus 6 equal to 24. 24 is divisible by 3, that is 8. So it satisfies the rule of 3 table also. So the number 996 is divisible by both the number 2 and 3. So 996 is also divisible by 6. So A value is 9. Fourth sum. The number A08 is divisible by 4 and 9. Let's start with least number 1. Substitute A value as 1 and check whether it is divisible by both the number 4 and 9. Let's check for 4. Divisibility by 4. A number is divisible by 4 if the last 2 digits of the given number is divisible by 4, means definitely the number is also divisible by 4. Here the last 2-digit number is 8. 08 means it's considered as 8. 8 is divisible by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 108 is divisible by 4. Let's check for 9. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 9. Let's find the sum of its digits. 1 plus 0 plus 8 equal to 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 is divisible by 9, that is 1. So 108 is divisible by 9. So 108 is divisible by both the numbers 4 and 9. It satisfies the rules. Therefore, A value is equal to 1. The sum. The number 225A85 is divisible by 11. Let's check whether the number is divisible by 11 or not. Let's substitute A value as 9. Greatest number 9. 225,985 is divisible by 11 or not, we have to check. By using the rule for divisibility test, a number is divisible by 11 if the difference between the sum of alternative digits of the number is either 0 or divisible by 11. Students, note it carefully. The answer should be either 0 or divisible by 11. Alternative digits means 2, 5, then 8. 2 plus 5 plus 8 minus 2 plus 9 plus 5. 2 plus 9 plus 5. Let's find the difference of sum of alternative digits. 2 plus 5 plus 8 is 15. 2 plus 9 plus 5 is 16. 15 minus 16 will give the answer as negative number. So it is not divisible by 11. Let's substitute A value as 8. 225,885. Let's find the sum of alternative digits. 2 plus 5 plus 8 minus 2 plus 8 plus 5. 2 plus 5 plus 8 is 15 minus 2 plus 8 plus 5 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. The answer is 0. So it is definitely divisible by 11. Students, it's clear, no? Here we have substituted the value A value as 9. But we get the answer as negative number. 15 minus 16 is minus 1. So it is not satisfy the rule for divisibility by 11. So let's substitute A value as 8. We get the answer as 0. It satisfies the rule of divisibility by 11. The number 225885 is divisible by 11. A value is equal to 8. Seventh sum. The sum of any two successive odd numbers is always divisible by 4. Justify the statement with an example. Here the given question is the sum of any two successive odd number is always divisible by 4. Successive number is nothing but one after another number. Successive odd numbers means 1, 3, 5, 7. We bring down 9, two numbers at 11, a time. So we have to add 0 in the quotient number place. Of odd numbers. We have to justify the statement with an example. That is, we have to find the sum of any two successive odd numbers is always divisible by 4. Let's find 1 plus 3 equal to 4. 4 is divisible by 4. Next, let us find 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 equal to 8. 8 is also divisible by 4. 5 plus 7 equal to 12. 12 is also divisible by 4. 7 plus 9. 16. 16 is also divisible by 4. 9 plus 11 equal to 20. 20 is also divisible by 4. So, we justified that the sum of any two successive odd numbers is always divisible by 4. For example, 1 and 3 are odd numbers. 1 plus 3 equal to 4. Here the answer is divisible by 4. Here 3 plus 5. Both are odd numbers. Two successive odd numbers. 3 plus 5 equal to 8. 8 is divisible by 4. Eighth sum. Find the length of the longest rope that can be used to measure exactly the ropes of the length 1 meter 20 centimeter, 3 meter 60 centimeter and 4 meter. Here we have to find the length of the longest rope. For that we have to find the highest common factor, that is HCF of 1 meter 20 centimeter, 3 meter 60 centimeter and 4 meter. Before finding the HCF of three numbers, first we have to convert meter into centimeter. As you already know that 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. First let's find 1 meter 20 centimeter as 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter plus 20 centimeter. 100 plus 20 is 120 centimeter. Then let's find for 3 meter 60 centimeter. 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. 3 meter equal to 3 into 100 centimeter plus 60 centimeter. 3 into 100 is 300 centimeter plus 60 centimeter, that is 360 centimeter. And then let's find for 4 meter. 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. 4 meter equal to 4 into 100 centimeter. 4 into 100 is 400 centimeter. Now we have to find the HCF of 120 centimeter, 360 centimeter, 400 centimeter. Let's find 120, 360, 400. 2 60s are 2 30s are 60, 2 15s are 30, 3 5s are 15, 5 1s are 5. As you already know that how to find the prime factorization of 120. First you have to begin with the smallest prime factor. Here 120 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 2 60s are 120. Again 60 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 2 into 30s are 60. Again 30 is an even number. It is divisible by 2. 2 15s are 30. Then 15 is an odd number, so it is not divisible by 2. Next you have to move on to the next prime number. Smallest prime number as 3. 3 5s are 15. 5 is a prime number, so it is only divisible by 5. 5 1s are 5. Now let's find for 360. Here 360 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 2 180s are 360. 180 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 2 90s are 180. Again 90 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 2 45s are 90. 45 is an odd number, so it is not divisible by 2. So let's move on to the next least prime number as 3. 3 15s are 45. 15 is also an odd number, so it is divisible by 3. 3 5s are 15. 5 is a prime number, so it is only divisible by 5. 5 1s are 5. Then let's find for 400. 2 200s are 400. 200 is an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 200s are 200. 2 50s are 100. 50 is also an even number, so it is divisible by 2. 2 25s are 50. 25 is divisible by 5. 5 is a prime number. 5 5s are 25. 5 1s are 5. Next you have to find the common prime factors for 120, 360 and 400. Therefore, the prime factors of 120 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Prime factors of 360 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. And the prime factors of 400 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. Let's find the common factors of 120, 360 and 400. Let's find the common factors of 120, 360, 400. 2, 2, 2 and 5. Let's find the product of common factors. 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 5s are 14. The HCF of 120, 360, 400 is equal to 40. Therefore, the length of the longest rope that can be used to measure exactly the ropes of length equal to 40 centimeter. Challenge problems 10th sum. Find the sum of all prime numbers between 10 and 20 and check whether that sum is divisible by all the single digit numbers. Here the given question is what? First we have to find the sum of all prime numbers. As you already know that what is meant by prime numbers. What is meant by prime numbers? A natural number greater than 1 having only two factors, namely 1 and the number itself is called a prime number. A prime number having only two factors, that is 1 and the number itself. And then we have to find the prime numbers between the number 10 and 20. What are all the prime numbers between the number 10 and 20? Yes, 11, 13, 17 and 19. After finding the sum of prime numbers between 10 and 20, and then we have to check whether the sum is divisible by all the single digit numbers. Single digit number means what? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. we have to check the sum is divisible by all the single digit numbers. Let's see whether it is divisible by single digit number or not. First, we have to find the prime numbers between 10 and 20. 11, 13, 17 and 19. Then we have to find the sum of all prime numbers. Sum means what? We have to find the total. 11 plus 13 plus 17 plus 19 equal to 60. The sum is 60. Then we have to check whether the sum is divisible by all the single digit numbers. All the single digit number means what? 1, 2, 3 up to 9. First let's start with 1. 60 is divisible by 1 or not? There is no more doubt. 60 is divisible by 1. 60 divided by 1 is 60. Then let's check 60 is divisible by 2 or not. 60 divided by 2 is 30. 60 divided by 3. 60 divided by 3 is 20. 60 divided by 4. 15. 60 divided by 5. 12. 60 divided by 6. 10. 60 divided by 7. 60 is not completely divisible by 7. So it is impossible. Therefore, the sum of all prime numbers between 10 and 20 is 60. The sum 60 is divisible by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It is not divisible by 7, 8 and 9. Now you all clear now. First we have to find the prime numbers between 10 and 20. That is 11, 13, 17 and 19. Then we have to find the sum. Sum means we have to find the total. 11 plus 13 plus 17 plus 19 equal to 60. Then we have to check whether the sum is divisible by all the single digit numbers. Single digit number means 1, 2, 3 up to 9. 60 is divisible by 1. So it is possible. 60 divided by 2 is 30. 60 divided by 3 is 20. 60 divided by 4 is 15. 60 divided by 5 is 12. 60 divided by 6 is 10. But 60 is not divisible by 7. It is impossible to divide completely. 60 is not completely divisible by 7, 8 and 9. It is only divisible by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Sum. The product of any three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. Justify the statement with an example. Here the given question is product of any three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. You have to know about what is meant by consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers is nothing but it follows each other continuously in order from smallest to largest are called as consecutive numbers. For example, the first two consecutive numbers means 1 and 2. The first three consecutive numbers means 1, 2 and 3. So now we have to justify that product of any three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. For example, if we take three consecutive numbers, that is 1, 2, 3. The product of three consecutive numbers, 1 into 2 into 3 equal to 6. 6 is divisible by 6. So it justifies that. Let's take one more example. Let us take the next three consecutive numbers. That is 2 into 3 into 4. 2 3s are 6, 6 4s are 24. We have to check whether it is divisible by 6 or not. 24 is divisible by 6. That is 4. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So we have proved that the product of any three consecutive numbers is always divisible by 6. You can also check with any other 3 consecutive numbers whether it is divisible by 6 or not. 17th one. Wilson, Madan and Guna can complete one round at a circular track in 10, 15 and 20 minutes respectively. If they start together at 7 am from the starting point, at what time will they meet together again at the starting point? Here the given question is, Wilson can complete one round in 10 minutes. Madan can complete one round in 15 minutes. Guna can complete one round in 20 minutes. They are starting together at 7 am. We have to find when they meet together again at the starting point. So it is clear that they start together and also meet together only. So we have to find the LCM of 10, 15 and 20. LCM of 10, 15, 20. To find the LCM, what we have to do? We have to divide all the numbers at the same time. 10, 15, 20. All the 3 numbers are divisible by 5. So let's start with 5. 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20. Then here 2 and 4 are even numbers. So it is divisible by 2. 2 1s are 2. 3 is not divisible by 2. So bring down the number 3. 2 2s are 4. Then 3 table. 1, 3 1s are 3. 2 is not divisible by 3. So bring down the number 2. 2 1s are 2. Let's find the product of factors. 5 into 2 into 3 into 2. 5 2s are 10, 3 2s are 6, equal to 60 minutes. After 60 minutes, they will meet together. See, students, as you already know that 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. So, they will meet at after 1 hour. That is, they start together at 7 am. So, definitely they meet at 8 am. For Wilson, Madan and Guna meet together again at the starting point at 8 am. Students, is clear? No, they start together at 7 am. Here the answer is 60 minutes. 1 hour equal to 60 minutes. So they meet each other at after 1 hour. Therefore, they meet together again at the starting point at 8 am. Students, first unit is over here. Now let's recap what are all the topics we discussed in the past 3 videos. A factor is a number that divides the given number exactly gives remainder 0. Every number has 2 factors, that is 1 and the number itself. Every factor of a number is less than or equal to that number. Every multiples of a number is greater than or equal to that number. Multiples of a number are endless. A natural number greater than 1 having only 2 factors, namely 1 and the number itself, is called a prime number. A natural number having more than 2 factors is called a composite number. A pair of prime numbers whose difference is 2 is called twin primes. The highest common factor of any 2 non-zero whole numbers is the largest common factor of both the numbers. The least common multiple of any 2 non-zero whole numbers is the smallest common multiple of both the numbers. 2 numbers having 1 as their only common factor are said to be co-primes or relatively prime. Let's see today's activity. First one. Write the multiplication table of 4 and 5 up to 10. Then find the least common multiples.